Hi, this is Universal 144. Date doesn't really matter. I say that a lot. Date doesn't really matter. So, pulled some cards here. I don't really need to do a clarifier, but I might. Okay, so basically, this is going to resonate with are those who have thought that they've successfully walked away from an emotionally chaotic situation. Yet to find it's not over. Okay? So the reason for this is because the way that somebody pulled their emotions back from a situation was not in their integrity, the way that they did it. Okay? It for an example, like the person who says or whatever says okay, so I guess that's that, type thing, and then like in the heat of the moment completely like shun somebody through blocking or something like that, right? And you probably did this during Mercury retrograde. You probably did. You probably did this during Mercury retrograde. And so now you're like kicking yourself in the butt, like, why did I do that? Why was I so quick to cut somebody off? Okay. Or why was I so premature to judge a situation that I had no clue about, right? Or I didn't see the forest for the trees. I wasn't in my higher self when I made a judgment call, okay? Well, the reason for that was because somebody here in the situation was tempted by something else. The grass is greener type situation, okay? And when that happened, whoever did this, who was tempted, right? They didn't see the situation they already had in front of them and how much potential it had for stability, okay? And the reason why the person couldn't see the stability in the situation was because the person was highly unstable, okay? So that's the situation, like backstory here. So going forward here, what's being called for, the solution really is to refined, not refine, but refined, F-I-N-D, your center, right? So that when you have this opportunity again, and I'm not saying it's going to be with that person, then you can come from a grounded space of not being so quick to walk away from a situation because it makes you feel emotionally uncomfortable. Okay. Also, what I'm seeing here, and I'm usually 3 months ahead, is somebody not learning this lesson that I just spoke of, right? So therefore, an individual will take a lower offer from another person that's really just crap and put more work into that instead of themselves. Okay, that's not good. It's just not. Because you're going to repeat the cycle over and over, because you allow yourself to continue to get involved with those that you feel comfortable with. And the reason why you feel comfortable with certain people, vice versa, this person, right, that continues to like, oh, my hair's a mess. I did go to work today. Yeah. So, the reason why you feel comfortable with these individuals is because you know that they're not a challenge for you. Okay? You can read them like nobody's business. And so therefore, you feel comfortable with them because you can know that it's not, worth investing, but it's like a side deal for you, right? Or, the other person, okay? Whoever's in this situation. So all I have to say about that is, it'll always be never ending with people. The more you do this to yourself, the more that you lower your expectations, the more that you run from something that's of a higher expectation because you think it's too good to be true, or because you don't want to do the work on yourself to grow with the partnership. As long as you're doing those things, you're always going to crash and burn. Okay? You just will. And there'll always be options. Okay? It's your karma. Everybody has karma, right? And dharma. Most karma is actually good. But I don't know what you're going to do here. But I think working on a situation with a page energy, okay, which is like basically this, okay, isn't a good idea. I think messaging somebody that you walked away from, or vice versa, has the potential to restart. Okay? Yeah. And if it does restart, right? You're going to have to be more logical when it comes to the relationship. You're going to have like endurance in the relationship. Like, some people think that everything's supposed to just fall into place in a relationship. No. No. It's never like that. The most balanced relationships and stuff, there's always something, you know what I mean? But it's those who individually choose in that relationship to take responsibility for themselves. Therefore, it works out, because they care that much about each other and the connection. Okay? You guys know me. I don't do love readings, but this was one. And this was trying to tell somebody, it's like you have it staring you right in the face, and you chose, or they chose, to move away from you because they're just not there yet, you know, and everybody's on their own freaking path here. But if you mirror them and you do what they did to you, right, and you settle and you're working on a relationship that's just, you're with like a immature soul, and you know, not that you're like above anybody, but you know that you're freaking way past that point with that type of thought, but you're with somebody who's lower thought form, and you're working on something like that with somebody because you got rejected by somebody else, that's stupid. Okay? Really, really stupid. So, yeah. I always say this, like, just work on yourself. Like, what makes you happy and stuff. Like, when stuff fails, stuff's gonna freaking get fucked up, okay? This just happens. But when it does, it's just like, look at your own self in the mirror, you know? Like, don't go blaming people for failed relationships and stuff like that, because nothing's really failed. Everything is learned, okay? And you can actually throw yourself into work here, like a career path, and that will assist you to know your worth, to where you don't give to what's comfortable, right? And block out the person and say, oh, it was them, when in reality, it just didn't happen, you know? I mean, just didn't. It's not, like, seriously, like, get over this shit. We're all adults here. Start acting like one, you know? And you'll be a match for something other than this cycle. It's like this illusion cycle that somebody's in. It's like delusional reality. Like, you think it's your reality, but you're super confused. You're not even focused, like, at all. Whoever I'm talking to, vice versa, them or you. But you have a thought form of something you want that's stable, but you're not mirroring back the stability for that sort of relationship, okay? But you're expecting it in other people. You're not going to find it in other people until you find it in yourself and do it, okay? All right, that's what I have. Thank you.